1. Scotland has its own distinct culture. Scotland is not part of England, but a separate nation with its own heritage, history and culture. So when visiting Scotland, avoid making any generalizations that group the Scots with the English. Likewise, never call a Scottish person English. It's insulting and shows your ignorance. Scotland united with England in 1707. Before then, Great Britain didn't exist. 2. There's a difference between Scotch and Scottish. People from Scotland are Scots, noun, or Scottish adjective. Use the word Scotch when you're talking about things that are of Scottish origin, like Scotch tape and Scotch whiskey. 3. The Scottish speak English, but you'll have to get used to it. Don't be shocked if you can't understand them the first time. They have a thick accent and use unique phrases, and they know it. If you can't grasp what they've just said, most will be happy to slow down and repeat it. 4. Talk to the locals, be polite. If you meet someone's eye in passing, say hello and smile. If you want to strike up a conversation with a local, a good way to start is to make some casual observation about the weather. E.g., sunny today, isn't it? Shame about the rain. If you're invited to someone's house, bring something as a gift. This can be a bottle of whiskey. 5. Stand your round at the pub. There's no table service at pubs, you order food at the bar. You also pay for drinks when you order them. If someone offers to buy you a drink, it's courtesy to accept. It's also customary to buy a round in return. Stand your round, and everyone is expected to take part. The next round should always be bought before the previous round is finished. 6. Scots prefer to avoid arguments. As one person put it, no matter how much you've had to drink, avoid talking football, politics, or religion. If you do, you may end up in a passionate argument with some of the most opinionated people on the planet. Please keep your volume down. Talking too loudly in public is considered offensive and embarrassing. Besides, no one needs to hear your conversation. 7. Scots like to queue, whether ordering drinks or at a shop. It's considered extremely rude to barge to the front of a line for faster service. Scots are very respectful when standing in lines, so please wait your turn. They also try to avoid any small talk while waiting, so as not to disturb others. 8. No one cares about your Scottish ancestry. Similarly, no one cares about your pedigree. If you can trace your family heritage to Scotland, join the club. There are millions like you, and no one is going to be impressed. 9. Most people don't wear kilts. While it's not unusual to see someone dressed in a kilt in Edinburgh, Scottish people generally save their kilts for special occasions, such as weddings or ceilidhs. 10. Bagpipers deserve a tip. It takes a lot of practice and skill to become a talented bagpiper. If you see a bagpiper on the street and stop to enjoy his music or take a photo, show your appreciation by leaving a tip. Street performers earn their living by, well, performing. Think of it this way: how would you feel if you spent a whole day working and someone decided not to pay you? 11. J.K. Rowling did not write Harry Potter in the Elephant House. Elephant House advertises itself as the birthplace of Harry Potter, but the truth is that J.K. Rowling visited several cafes when writing Harry Potter. Logically, it is far more likely that she spent more time around the corner at Nicholson's Cafe, which was owned by her brother-in-law. It's now called Spoon Café Bistro. You're welcome. 12. Not all souvenirs are the real deal. Beware of fakes along Edinburgh's Royal Mile and elsewhere. Avoid shops displaying Loch Ness Monster statues, I Love Scotland t-shirts, or Souvenir of Scotland boxes of shortbread. Also steer clear if you hear bagpipe music blaring out onto the street. Most of the stuff in these shops is made in China. You're more likely to find quality items that were actually made in Scotland at smaller places that are off the high-rent, tourist track. 13. Avoid August in Edinburgh. Every August people flock to Edinburgh for its many arts and cultural festivals, such as Edinburgh Festival Fringe. For a full month, the city streets, cafes, and hotels overflow as thousands of tourists descend for a month full of theatre, comedy, and music. 15. Scots leave a tip, sometimes. Tipping is not mandatory in Scotland, and Scots wouldn't dream of tipping at a pub. That said, it's customary to tip 10% in restaurants. Tour guides and hotel staff appreciate gratuities. These are tourist services and it is often expected.